Hello everybody, I'm Barnaby from Clown Spirit, where we use the power of clowning to bring lightness, joy and connection to your life and the lives of everybody around you. Welcome to Clown Spirit. If you haven't been here before, please hit that subscribe button and the notification button so you get information and notification every single time we drop a new video. And all the time, every day, I'm going to be doing new reactions to clown videos. Classic ones, new ones, you name it, I'm going to do it. Thank you so much for your recommendations and suggestions. Keep them coming in. I'm happy to review or react to your brand new clown video that you've just put out or an old classic one from 50 years ago. It doesn't make any difference. We're here to share the joy and the beauty of the art of clowning. So today's clown video is the Compagnia Baccalà. They're a pair of clowns, wonderful combination. They're from Switzerland. If you look at their website, Baccalà Compagnia, they have a lovely story about how they met at circus school and there was just this great synergy between them and they've been working together ever since. A couple of years ago, I had the good fortune to see them live at the Edinburgh Festival and they were absolutely amazing. Beautiful clowns with great acrobatic skills, very precise, and I'm very excited to have a look at this routine. It's a little bit longer than some of the ones we've looked at. It's about 10 minutes. I think it's going to be worth it. So here we go, right from the top. So everything we've seen up to now, or most of it, is really a transition. It's not even part of the main act, but I just want to draw attention to it because it's a great transition. So we saw that first couple doing that kind of interesting sound sculpture kind of thing, sound performance, and we saw the two clowns there looking at it very intently. And when the first couple finished, the clowns gave them a kind of like, yeah, you can do it, which is kind of, they took seriously, but for the audience, I think, was sort of undercutting, right? Making fun a little bit of that, and also expressing that they're, as clowns, they are sort of in the lower status and that they're not able to do such amazing virtuosic things. But then as soon as the first couple had gone off stage, the clowns clearly made fun of what they'd just been doing, right? So they're really establishing right from the start their relationship to the whole kind of scenic picture, the rest of the characters. It's a classic clown relationship of being lower status but being able to make fun of the high status characters. Beautifully, the high status characters come back, catch them in the act. The clowns look very sheepish and kind of taken aback, and the male clown after that doesn't do, the guy on the left doesn't do anything. He's totally like, no. The girl clown still wants to kind of make fun, but the guy puts his foot down. So there's a little bit of a status relationship between the two of them as well. And then they have this lovely moment of breathing together and just connecting, right? And that to me feels like the real start of the actual routine at that moment of the clown act. And then, of course, we get the problem or something happening that's going to set off a whole load of problems, which is that trapeze falling from the fly tower of the stage. It's a great moment there. So again, it's just beautiful work. We see this first attempt to solve the problem with her being sort of lifted up a little bit by him. It's a nice, elegant little move, but it's obviously still miles away from the trapeze. And then she does the same thing to him and causes this great kind of coughing fit where you think maybe he's going to throw up or he's got some trapped gas or something like that. And he really plays it beautifully, right? This is what clowns do all the time. They just take a tiny little thing and they just play with it and play with it and play with it. As long as the audience is still with you, still laughing, you can just keep playing with it. And then he lets it out to the side, and then it kind of even keeps going. And there's a beautiful play between the two. Then they realize, the thing is so far away they can't reach it still. And there's this lovely communication with the audience where they suddenly look and you can tell what's kind of going on in their minds, right? You can read their thoughts. They're thinking, oh, maybe there's somebody really tall in the audience that we could get at to come out and help us to reach the trapeze. But they don't even get that far because there's this whistle and then the ladder appears at the back of the theatre. So then what happens next? I just want to stop it there because I think that piece with the ladder and kind of carrying the ladder over the heads of the audience is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. Like coming that close to actually hitting people in the audience on the head and really relying on the cooperation and trust of the audience to get out of the way in time. And they do it. And I just think this is such a wonderful, edgy sort of thing to do because it creates this real strong feeling of like the clowns are here, they're in our space, we're actually being affected by what they do. They're not just standing up there on stage doing something that we can watch. They're right here moving a ladder across us. And notice the reaction in the audience. There was just almost constant disbelieving laughter as the clowns carried that ladder across along through the audience. And then when they got to the end and realized that there was nothing they could do at that point, they went back and they got a huge laugh, the biggest laugh yet, and a big round of applause. So such simple gags, such simple things, and yet, beautiful audience response there. So now they're on stage with a ladder and maybe they'll reach the trapeze this time. Let's see. Such a great moment. So they get up the ladder and with the help of, by working together, by standing on his shoulders, she's actually able to reach the trapeze. And there's this lovely look of satisfaction and a accomplishment on her face. Look, check it out, we did it. And you know in that moment with clowns that there's going to be a fall or something that happens to undercut that pretty soon. So indeed, they end up hanging from the trapeze, and he kicks the ladder accidentally and it wobbles and then it falls, and then suddenly they're hanging there without any way down. And you know that it's all very precise and carefully choreographed, but there's still a really lovely sense of danger and kind of spontaneity about it. And for a second, when you see the ladder wobble, you're really like, oh, fear and danger of them being sort of stuck there on their own. So now we get into some trapeze play where there's a lot of virtuosic work on the trapeze, but always within this kind of clown aesthetic. So this section is just lovely, right? They go through this whole sequence of very carefully choreographed moves where there's move, and then some kind of accident, or one of them hits the other. There's a foot against the face, or there's a standing on the hands. There's a moment where he lifts his head up and he bangs into her chin, and each moment is kind of punctuated with a lovely punchline of some kind of accident that's happened. And again, even though we know it's planned, there's a lovely sense of playfulness about it that allows us to go along with the suspension of disbelief, the make-believe, sort of that they're really hitting each other and hurting each other and struggling, and there's always this point fix at the end of each little, so it's movement, and then fix point fix, we sometimes call it. Stillness, where the audience is allowed to react to the punchline, right? They give that space for the audience, which is so important, to react, to see what's happened and to react to it, and laugh and applaud as well, because it's also very virtuosic, right? It's funny and it's highly skilled, and the audience really appreciate that. Receiving the applause. And so all the way through this sequence, there's this kind of calculated messiness, right? It's kind of very deliberate, chaotic quality that they managed to capture and choreograph so nicely. And there were some really tricky moves there, you know, when she was hanging upside down with her feet around the ropes and then dropped right down, so she was just holding onto his leg, and then hitting, and then as she's trying to get up, he's kicking her, or seeming to kick her head with the other foot. And then they end up in another kind of contortion. And of course, there's always that, in most clown, there has to be this kind of moment of innuendo where something untoward happens, sort of slightly vulgar, like her skirt kind of goes up and he's like, whoa, averts his eyes. And there's a couple more moments like that. You know, there's always this kind of, often in clowning, there's this, these moments of physical, bodily vulgarity that's just gestured to. It's not overplayed. It's really nice, I think. So now it looks as though they're finding a way to get down, and the problem is how to get down. And, you know, should just say, so just as the whole thing is beautifully timed with the music, he knows exactly where he is in the music, and he drops to the second there with the ending of the music. And this is so lovely, right? Because, you know, and she holds her legs up like that, and very, very deliberate choice. And I love that, because she could just let her legs be straight and it would look a lot less awkward. The fact she's got her legs up like that, kind of like a frog, just makes the whole thing that much more awkward, with him running back and forth, trying to solve this problem in some way. Maybe he's trying to find a ladder. We don't really know. I think he's saying there's a party over there that I'm just going to go and join in. So you just hang out here for a while. You'll be fine. I love how they really drag out this moment, right? They could have made it a lot shorter, but they're really playing on the awkwardness of the moment, and the audience gives her a round of applause, you know, because she's there and they're appreciating her. So again, beautifully poised. You know, they really build the anticipation of that moment after he's brought out somebody else from the wings and they've created the chair. And you can see kind of what the intention is, but they don't go straight for the money, right? They wait, they drag it out. They let us enjoy that kind of delight of what is going to happen, anticipation. Are they going to be able to do it? And then suddenly they do. And then the pace picks up, right? So the rhythm is very precise, very particular. And once she's come down, the music comes back in. They all know exactly what they're doing. Even the person who's come in, the extra person from the wings, tosses her to her partner, and then they kind of have a little fall. The guy goes off, and then they are ready for their final bow.
Baccalà!
Beautiful. So that's the end of the routine. I hope you enjoyed it. I think it was a lovely routine, such such precision. And even though there's, as I said, there's kind of an aesthetic of, you know, kind of a bohemian kind of messiness to the whole thing, and lots of failure and screw ups, you know, like failures and falls and all those things that we're used to seeing in clowning. There is this kind of slick, professional quality to the whole thing that's, you know, makes you, I think, able to relax and really enjoy what you're watching. So wonderful work from the Baccalà clowns from Switzerland. Hope you enjoyed this routine, and keep them coming. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and the notification button so you don't miss any more videos. Let me have your recommendations and suggestions for videos that you'd like to see me react to. Have a great day and keep clowning.